Now with your, recovery and your road back, was it tiny steps or were there, times when you felt, oh, I really turned a corner here?
At some point I went and I walked the Camino, and for those who...
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but so that's walking across Spain. You start in France, you walk all the way. And I walked all the way to the ocean because I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to walk till I can't walk anymore. So I walked all the way across the ocean, and it's much like that, in that most days you're tired. Most days you're not excited to walk again. Your backpack's heavy, your feet hurt, you have blisters, it's hot, or maybe it's really cold and rainy. But you just put one foot in front of the other. And that's how I had to treat my recovery. Oftentimes in recovery, we say one day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 minute at a time. I just have to get through this next minute, not drinking, not using, not doing these behaviors. If I can get through this next minute, I'll deal with the following minute, or the following day, the following day. But I'm just going to get through today. And like the Camino, it's like, I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other. And it is baby steps. I know there are plenty of people I've heard who have had conversion stories where it's like, Jesus came and I saw him and I never used drugs again. I still struggled with a lot of my vices after that. And it was the boost I needed, but it was like there was still a long road ahead of me. And I think my experience is a lot more common for most people in that it's one foot in front of the other. It's one step at a time. It really is just this long and frustrating process because I think I wanted the quick fix. Just like I wanted the quick high. Yes. I also wanted, okay, fine, God, you want me sober? Well, fix me, today, right now. And he could. The reality is God absolutely could. He could fix me in a second and never struggle with it again. But what is God's will for me? Well, God's will was for me to struggle and to carry this cross for a lot longer than I wanted to. But if I looked at it as a whole journey, it's overwhelming to think, oh my gosh, I have to deal with this for the rest of my life. So instead I looked at it as okay, just today, I'm going to work on this thing. And today I'm going to stay away from these behaviors. And today I'm going to do this, these recovery-oriented things to keep me in line. And I just focused on one day at a time.
At what point did you know, hey, I'm at a good spot now?
Oh, I don't know. Standing at the altar marrying my husband, maybe? I was like, this is pretty good.
Or at least have had it in check where, I'm handling all of this stuff. I've got it under control. My life is back.
Well, it was kind of like whack-a-mole in that, you hit one and then another thing pops up. So it's like I was able to get sober. My sobriety date is February 22nd of 2016. That was when I had my last sip of alcohol. Okay. So that kind of, I had come out of the convent, and that's a whole other story, but I'd come out of the convent, and I was like, I had been in the convent for a while and had not had any alcohol. I come out, boom, fall right back into it. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I just had this incredible experience. I just grew so close to the Lord. I was ready to give my life to him. And then that, I'm back in this. So I got pretty serious with it. And I would say I hit rock bottom with alcohol. And that's my recovery date for both alcohol and I guess drug use. Might have been a year later. I think I maybe abused some pills, but not hard drugs. It maybe a year later. And so then that kind of got addressed. And then with stealing, I was maybe 3 years into being sober when I finally was like, all right, I can't sit here and be sober in AA and be working this program and then be shoplifting. So then I got that. And that was actually a lot harder than I thought because there's a part of me that was still getting a rush from it. And then with the eating disorder, that was up until I met my husband even because, and now it wasn't as bad, at its height, maybe I was binging and purging 15 times a day or something crazy like that. Yeah, at its height. But maybe by the time I met my husband, it was maybe every couple of days I'd have a binging and purging kind of episode. And so that's something that I feel is a little more recent. Pornography, that's a tough one because that is so like readily available. But
yeah, just a click away.
Oh yeah. And so once I got married, I was like, I got to get serious about it because I think I had this false understanding, like maybe many people do, of like, oh, well, when I get married, I won't struggle with this issue of lust and it'll all just go away. So it turns out the devil hates marriages, and what better way to destroy a marriage than that? So I, like, when we got married, I told my husband, he knew about all this and stuff. And so I told him, I said, hey, can we put a filter on my phone? Can I put, these blockers on my computer and that sort of thing? So that's been very helpful there. But I would say at no point did I ever feel like I've made it. Because the reality about addiction for me and what I've realized is that, like, there's nothing to stop me. Like tonight, I could be under a bridge drinking alcohol. Tonight. I mean, my head has not hit the pillow yet today, and that's why I have to take it one day at a time.